Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. NTD News reports that China has pledged to purchase a minimum of $17 billion worth of U.S. agricultural products annually for the years 2026, 2027, and 2022. This commitment was disclosed by the White House in a fact sheet released on Sunday, following recent meetings between U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping. The White House clarified that this $17 billion figure does not encompass the soybean purchase commitments China previously made in October 2025. This agreement aims to reverse a trend of reduced agricultural trade, as U.S. agricultural exports to China dramatically decreased by 65.7% to $8.4 billion in 2025 due to previous rounds of tariffs. China's reliance on U.S. soybeans also fell from 41% in 2016 to approximately 20% in 2024. As part of the broader trade discussions, China will also collaborate with U.S. regulators to lift existing suspensions on U.S. beef facilities and to restart imports of poultry from U.S. states deemed free of avian influenza. Furthermore, both nations plan to establish a U.S.-China Board of Trade and a U.S.-China Board of Investment to address market access issues and foster trade expansion under a reciprocal tariff reduction framework. According to Asahi Shimbun, the Indian embassy in Russia announced on May 17 via X, formerly Twitter, that one Indian worker was killed and 3 others were injured in a drone attack in Moscow Oblast during the early hours of the day. The Russian Ministry of Defense stated that over 1,000 drones and other aerial vehicles launched attacks across various regions of Russia and Ukrainian-controlled territories since the previous day. Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin reported that more than 120 drones, the largest number this year, were shot down while approaching Moscow. The attacks damaged an oil refinery building and injured 12 people. The governor of Moscow Oblast also confirmed one woman died from a destroyed private home, and 2 men were killed at a residential construction site, with one of them believed to be the Indian worker. The article notes that the number of Indian workers in Russia has surged since the 2022 invasion of Ukraine, as migrant workers from former Soviet states decreased. The Russian Defense Ministry further indicated that Ukrainian forces used long-range cruise missiles, Flamingo and Neptune, in their assaults. Additionally, one person was reported dead in Russia's Belgorod Oblast, which borders Ukraine. Al Jazeera reports that Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and President Sergio Mattarella visited Modena to see victims of a car ramming and stabbing attack. On Saturday, 31-year-old Salim El-Kudri drove at high speed through the city center, injuring over a dozen people and stabbing one before being stopped by a group of passers-by. 8 victims were hospitalized in serious condition, with 2 women aged 55 and 69 having their legs amputated and one remaining in life-threatening condition. Prosecutors described the attack as indiscriminate, random, and deliberate. Interior Minister Matteo Piantedosi stated the incident appears related to a situation of psychiatric distress, and no counterterrorism prevention failures were identified. Rhine News reported the suspect had a history of schizoid disorders and mental health treatment. Far-right Deputy Minister Matteo Salvini highlighted El-Kudri's second-generation Italian nationality. State media also noted that Egyptian nationals were among the citizens who bravely intervened to stop the attacker. According to NHK, a North Korean women's soccer club, Nagoyang Women's FC, has arrived in South Korea for a significant match in the Asian Football Confederation Women's Champions League. The 35-member delegation landed at Incheon International Airport on Sunday and is scheduled to face South Korea's Suwon FC women on Wednesday night in Suwon, near Seoul. This visit marks a notable occasion, as it is the first time in 8 years that North Korean athletes have traveled to South Korea for a competition, with the last instance being table tennis players in 2018. The team, clad in business suits, remained silent as they passed civic groups holding welcome signs at the airport. This rare sporting exchange is seen by some as a potential opportunity to improve or thaw the often strained relations between the two Koreas. UPI reports that the World Health Organization COSLO has declared a public health emergency of international concern due to an Ebola outbreak in Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. Health officials believe dozens have died in recent days, with 336 suspected cases and 88 deaths in the DRC's Ituri province, including 8 confirmed cases. Suspected cases have also been reported in Uganda's capital, Kampala. This particular outbreak is linked to the Bundibugyo virus. The WHO highlighted the significant challenge posed by this strain, noting that unlike other Ebola Zaire strains, there are currently no approved therapeutics or vaccines available for the Bundibugyo virus. The organization also acknowledged significant uncertainties regarding the true number of infected persons and the virus's full geographic spread. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.